it's David coming at you from the Redneck office. It's too freaking cold outside to do much with the Jeep. I was messing around outside. It's about 45, and it's probably going to hurt my fruit trees tonight. It's supposed to get up 29 degrees. Do you believe that? Freaking 29. Anyway, today we're going to talk about polishing a brand new paint job. You could apply this to existing paint jobs, but some of the things I'm going to talk about are more geared towards a fresh paint job where it's not fully cured out, but you can still buff it. Makes it a little bit easier sometimes. But I am an authority on some of this that we're going to speak about today. Why? Because I'm so smart. No, because I jacked up my hood polishing it. So anyway, I started doing, anytime you're doing mechanic work, you start thinking about, okay, what went wrong, what went right, what are you happy with, and what are you not happy with? Well, I was really happy with the paint job. I think it came out fairly well. The Redneck paint booth was awesome. I've got a mini Redneck paint booth coming that I'm going to set up to repaint the hood and door panels, stuff like that. So we're going to look at that. But I wanted to talk about polishing today because that's your next step after you do a paint job. Make sure that you use at least, you can do your initial sanding with 1500 wet or dry, but then go to a 2000 grit sandpaper, and that'll give you the lowest amount of scratches that you have to, anything you put in the paint, the clear coat, you're going to have to take back out. So 2000 is pretty good. Some people talk about 3000. It's just 3000 is non-existent. So 2000 is pretty good grit to use for polishing. I used a big buffer, a 6 or 7 inch with a buffer pad on it. But the issue with that, and here's what I ran into problems with, especially in a new paint job when it's fresh, is that the paint is very soft. And that big polisher running at that much RPM and that much torque burns the paint off too easy. So I was very disappointed that I had the hood buffed out, and then I jacked it up completely with the big polisher. Then I remembered I had my old Astro pneumatic mini polisher. This is a 3-inch foam thing, and this is an Astro, and I've had this for probably 4 or 5 years. It's very slow, doesn't have very much torque. However, I did test it out today, and we'll look at some. We're going to test this versus the new one that I bought, the Ingersoll Rand model. It's coming in. I ordered it from Tooltopia for $113. Here's a little comment that I have on ordering off the internet, and how I just can't scratch my head and can't really figure out, are there that many retarded people out there? Okay, so I had purchased my Ingersoll Rand mini air polisher correctly, the 3129K from Tooltopia, and I found it on Amazon for $113 with free shipping, and I ordered it from them because I've ordered some stuff from Tooltopia before. But what kind of idiot would do a search on Google for the 3129K Ingersoll Rand mini air polisher and Lowe's comes up? Okay, so here's my question: who would buy it from Lowe's for $210? I just don't get it. And they don't stock it. I can see maybe if they had it in the store and you could go pick it up, that you needed it that day. Not that you couldn't return the one you got from Amazon. Anyway, by 4/22 they'll have it in stock. And you're going to pay $210 plus tax for this product. So figure another $20 from local tax. So $230 versus $113. What kind of person would buy something from here? I mean, are they retarded? I just don't get it. I mean, I guess I think Lowe's has not found out that there's a thing called the internet. They do a good job of marketing it because it came up pretty far in the searches, but then they charge way too much. Even if they charge $240, some idiot with a Lowe's card might buy it. I guess that's what they're doing, is if you've got a Lowe's credit card and you're too lame to be able to get a real credit card, you got a Lowe's, then you'll buy it from them because you can use that. I don't know, but please help me understand this. So it's going to be 29 degrees tonight in frickin' April, and my wife decides that she needs to put the ferns in the Redneck garage. So now I feel like I'm at Opryland Hotel in the Arboretum or something. Oh man, so it's going to be a better day today. It's going to be warmer out here. It's supposed to be up to 60, so that'll be good. What do we got coming in today? I got some paint coming in, paint stuff. I got the mini Redneck garage paint booth, the 10x10. It's coming in today. I'm going to be playing with that. hopefully. Yesterday I put on the tailgate. This is just where it needs to be washed, but the tailgate looks good. I buffed it out. There's a couple little spots I got to hit. Looks good though. These are the new hinges that I installed. All the hardware on the Jeep is going to be black, like this. All the hardware on the Jeep will be black like this. I wanted to go with a black finish instead of like what the funky colored finish. Been buffing. Oh yeah, I put on my gold letters on the side. That looked pretty cool. I like that. This side's about done. Now I did notice that I've got a little bit of touch up right here on the grill, and I noticed also, this is great, I burned right here on the paint with that big buffer that we were talking about. Now not a big deal to repair this because I can just blend in a little bit of color and clear once I sand that down. Once we get our new little buffer, that's going to be able to do this stuff without burning through. On the hood, I started wet sanding it out where I burned the paint off, and we got to continue. Hopefully today I'll probably wet sand the rest of that. Fender's getting buffed, so and this side needs to be buffed out on the full side. I got a little bit more sanding to do. So that's kind of where we're at with the Redneck Garage. Now the next thing is starting to clean out the tub to do the bed liner. We're going to be shooting the bed liner on it. I've got a new shifter where some jackleg broke this off and they had like a golf ball stuck on it. So I got one from Ray's Wranglers on eBay, a used one. Look new though. And I've got a plan for fixing where I had to cut to get to the body bolts. I may not weld that. I may just fiberglass it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to fiberglass that. On those spots, I'm going to fiberglass over it because it's getting bed liner and it's not in a critical spot to make any difference. So that looks good. That's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm looking at putting on the fender flares, how I'm going to do that. And also the armor on the back, we're going to be looking at putting that on. So there's a lot starting to come back together on the Jeep, and I'm happy about that. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay, so FedEx Home just came by and they brought by my mini Redneck Spray booth. This one's like 10 by 10, something like that. It's got sides on it. This thing's really heavy, and I'm not sure, these are the sides. I'm not sure how they sell this thing for 60 bucks just because of the shipping. This thing's heavy. But I'm going to put it together. We're going to take a look at what it looks like. And yes, I know it's not that great. But what do you want for 60 bucks? Come on. Really? As long as it keeps the wind and bugs out, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put this thing together. Woo! I was pretty excited when I saw the Redneck Spray Booth 2. It is flimsy. But for 60 bucks, I ended up having to anchor it to the house to keep it from falling over. But it's pretty sturdy that way. I was pretty excited to see the cathedral windows. It reminds me of being in like the Church of the Mother of Paint. You don't think that's funny? Alright, so today I was able to get some of the other stuff done that I needed to. I repainted the windshield frame where I had a big run in it, and it turned out really well. I may not even buff that. It's pretty smooth. And I shot this door that had a bunch of solvent trap in it, and it came out nice. Just sand that down and buff it. It's got a little bit of trash in a few places, but got the new Redneck Paint Booth 2. There's Jennifer sitting there going, "Where's my Jeep I want to drive?" Huh? Yeah. So we're in the booth, and I've got the hood off. I'm going to start wet sanding it. That'll look good. And test fit my little bumperette in the back, and I mounted my armor on the side plate, and that looks really cool. That looks awesome. Started on the front doing the touch up on that fender, sanding it down. I got to hit it with some wet sand, and I'm just going to blend it in right here because it's a good curve anyway. That should blend in well. And I've got one little spot right here that was weird, so I'll blend in just a little bit there. But other than that, that's kind of where we're at with the Jeep. It's starting to come together. Waiting for her to finish sanding on this side. What? Got something to say now? Yeah, see, she won't talk now. But when I turn the camera off, she'll give me hell. So that's where I'm at today. Looking good. So really my first inclination is always just throw a little lacquer thinner and leave the gun laying. Because you're just tired of messing with it. Really, once you get all the paint on and it looks good, you're like, okay, done with it. But you got to take it apart. You got to clean all the pieces out, because tomorrow when I shoot, or the next day when I shoot the hood, if you got paint crap in there, then it doesn't spray right, and all that work was for nothing. So there is a correlation to keeping your gun clean. Another thing is, if you're not using a I used a non-throwaway cap. Make sure that your vent hole is open, because if it's not, then your gun will start sputtering because it can't get airflow. Interesting. And it looks pretty good. Okay, so I think that's it for the day. I'm gonna have me a blue moon. Got my gun cleaned out. The Redneck Spray Booth 2 did pretty good, especially for 60 bucks. It was cheap. We didn't get too much buffing out today because I haven't got my new buffer in, and I want to try it before I do that. Ordered a little bit more clear from TCB Global, but I've got enough to finish the hood and do everything. Probably won't even really need to use that. Tomorrow or the next day we're going to start cleaning out the tub, getting ready for the bed liner kit. So we're moving right along. It's starting to look really good. This hood is the last thing that I really want to get accomplished this week, and then the bed liner really is going to be the next big deal. Once we get the bed liner in, then I can go ahead and put the top. I mean, we can just start doing a lot of stuff. Get the top put back, get the new top on. Everything will start falling into place. David from Redneck Garage. Just a little more sanding.